boy. I think I'm live. Hey,
Okay.
and welcome. This is Ash from HealMyTech, and I think I'm live, but I'm gonna wait for a couple of minutes for anyone on YouTube and to tell me whether they can actually hear me. And once they confirm that, we're gonna get cracking. This is gonna be day 3, I believe, of our live stream for the 4K video edit PC build. I'm gonna just quickly check myself. But if we have corrupted circuit, okay, can you hear me on YouTube? Corrupted circuit. Come on, come on, go away. No. Yeah, I think I can hear myself. All right, okay. Thanks a lot for confirming. So we're live. We're gonna wait for a few people to come. In the meantime, I'm just gonna show you that we have Shaka waiting. We have Hamza Rahman. Wa alaikum salam. The Arab immigrants has just joined in. Yes, loud and clear. How did you get a ticket, bro? Okay.
Nice. I mean,
Okay. Thank you very much for letting me know. So welcome everyone to this day 3 of our live stream for our 4K video editing PC build 2020, which is a mouthful. And there has been a slight change of plans because one of our tech admin for Discord is not able to currently host properly from their place, so a bit of technical issue, which is why we couldn't do anything over the weekend, unfortunately. We have Fardin Panser who just came in to say, please help me, sir. If anyone is coming in today for help, you can join our Discord server, and I'm sure one of our admins will be able to put it on your YouTube chat. Any problem with troubleshooting PC stuff, join our Discord server, and one of our admins will take care of you, hopefully. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, today was meant to be, at least day 3 was meant to be starting to build a PC for live stream, but because my tech admin from Discord is not able to do it at the moment, we have to change the plan a bit. So what's going to happen today, hopefully, I'm going to just go through the parts we chose, so give you a bit of a tutorial on how to choose the right PC parts and the rationale for each PC part we chose. Tomorrow morning, depending on what time one of my tech admins will be free, we will start a live stream for the actual build. So tomorrow morning, possibly around 10 a.m. for them, but that would be 3 p.m. for me UK time. I don't know if I want to do anything earlier because I don't think I'll be able to do this well without my tech admins. Okay. And for those of you who don't know, just join. My name is Ash from HealMyTech, helping you improve your relationship with tech. So please consider subscribing. And also, if you want to contribute, there will be some various links in the description below, including Amazon links. Just to tell you, I'm taking these things seriously. I bought a new camcorder. It's not a popular option when it comes to live streaming, but it's a 4K option, which I haven't been able to unbox yet. We're going to start using this for our live stream soon. It will improve the quality rather than the webcam I'm using currently, because I have issues with the white balance and the lighting is a bit of a problem. Also on on advice from one of my tech admins, thanks Scholio, I was able to get the capture card from Elgato, which I haven't
nice.
inserted yet. And again, I will want to do these two for tomorrow for our live stream, because I want 2 perspectives, one for top down for the actual build, and another camera, could be one of the webcams, for a side perspective. We want to make it a bit more engaging. That's why I'm trying to do this in a regulated way. Hence, I don't want to just do something quick today. But the thing is, in UK, we are experiencing a bit of a local lockdown from one city to another. So London is in tier 1 lockdown, but the place I'm supposed to go to drop the PC is going to be in tier 3, the highest form of lockdown, unfortunately. So that's going to put a damper in our plan, which means I have to get this build done by Wednesday latest, so in 2 days time. And then I can ship it off or drop it off, whichever. We're going to have to play by ear. That's why we have to bring forward the live streaming, unfortunately. But it is what it is. So without further ado, let's head over to Discord server. And my tech admins are going to be there to take in all the questions. If you want to join in, I also want to quickly jump to our parts list that we chose to explain what we chose. First of all, we have an Excel sheet here, and the total came to £1,019.28. Okay, now this was a based off of the, what did we do? We had a PC part picker list which we chose, and if you did join us on our day 2 when we were buying the stuff, you would know what we went for. There has been a slight change in just one of the things in the end. I'm looking for my parts list. If I can remember, it was number 4. There we go. You can find this part list if I put it on our Discord server. I think I did, but this is going to be the full parts list. So I'm going to go through all the parts to explain the rationale for each parts and where we get it from and how much it cost. Again, if anyone has any question, please join a Discord server. You can also ask us on YouTube here, but on Discord they'll be able to help you a bit more, hopefully. All right, cool. Now, okay, let's start with the first bit. And what we had was we went with the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. Okay, so the reason is quite obvious. This is what we thought was the best bang for the buck for a 4K video editing PC build. Okay, 8 core, it's a decent processor. We also had a choice to go with a higher 3800X for a little bit more money, but we were trying to also save as much money as possible. And if you look how much we paid for it from our list, just quickly check how much did we pay for it in the end. We bought it off of Amazon. It was off of Amazon, wasn't it? Yeah, on Amazon Prime Day. It is currently £287.47, but we paid just about £10 less. Wasn't much of a saving, but still, you know, it's better than nothing. What can you do? So that was our first part, and this is a good CPU for 4K video editing. Absolutely good. Can you get better? You can get better, but some of it might be overkill. If you are going with 8K, you would probably need Ryzen 9, I would guess, or even the latest Ryzen 5000 series, which, you know, is a bit more money. But yeah, but this is, you know, for 4K, and for 4K video editing is good. Before 4K gaming would also be fine, and we chose to go with this rather than the non-X version because the client is probably not going to be overclocking anytime soon. And also, to save some extra money from the cooler, we did not go with aftermarket cooler. The Rave Prism cooler that this comes with is good enough. I have explained to the client that it is possible that we would need to add an aftermarket cooler later depending on their workflow. And this is something you have to remember. When you choose PC parts, it all depends on what you're going to do. You can generally save some money by not going for the full spec'd out aftermarket component if you just after saving some money. If you want pure performance and aesthetics and money is no effect, go full out. Get a decent, like a Noctua aftermarket cooler, whatever you want to get, and that would help especially with cooling. You can even go with water cooling and all fancy RGB stuff. All right. Cool. So creative design is here. Welcome. Next, what did we have? We had power. No, I'm gonna go with the list from here. Next, we went with the motherboard.
Motherboard nets, yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. The motherboard was the Gigabyte X570 UD80X motherboard. Okay. And we went with an X570 chip first of all because the other choice was going to be the what, Shaka? The 550, correct?
Yeah, the 550.
Yeah. So between the B550 and the X570, the choice is really clear. It wasn't as clear when the X570 just launched earlier during the year. But in terms of forward compatibility and what some people term as future proofing, which is neither here nor there for many builds, there is undoubtedly no doubt in my mind that X550 is the board you want to get over the B550. There will be an issue when the Ryzen 5000 series comes out. it may not necessarily support out of the box, but that's not the reason we went with this anyway. It's to do with the actual features of the X570, of the support over the B550 anyway. If you do want the 5000 series, I would not advise. Okay, a lot of people seems to be making this mistake. If you can wait, you don't get a previous board to future support with a flash BIOS a new CPU from Ryzen. Don't do that, especially if you're a first time builder. I would say save some money, wait for that new board that supports the 5000 series natively. Don't do flash BIOS if you're a first time beginner. I repeat, do not go for BIOS upgrade if you're a first time PC builder. I get this all the time behind the scenes. Clients call up all the time. You may save probably 10, 20 bucks, maybe a bit more, but it will cause you a lot more hassle, and you're going to spend a lot more money if you go down that route, because you're going to have to get somebody like me to troubleshoot for you, which means you're going to have to either buy another part and definitely pay for so the labor, and you're going to waste a lot of time. Not worth it. But the client was quite aware why we went with this board. If they chose to upgrade their Ryzen 7 to Ryzen 9, for example, they will be able to do it with this, hopefully. Okay, so that cost us how much? It was about 140. No, how much was it? It was £147.99, but I believe we got it on a rebate from it was from here. Yeah, it was from Box. £142.06, and I'm happy to announce that we did test Box out. Well, I mean, I got the parts, but I haven't tested them yet. But hopefully, the service was okay. They sent it to a professional. So if the parts turn out to be fine, we will be using Box in the future, hopefully. Okay, so far so
But
good.
hopefully their prices will be able to outdo some of the other retailers, help save some money that way.
Yeah, Shaka, do you want to take over for a bit while I sip some water?
Oh, okay. The next part was the memory. What did we pick for the memory again? We picked the
Okay, I got the memory here. For the memory, we have the Team GeForce Dog Z series DDR4. This was 32 gigabytes, so 2 by 16, and speed was 3200, which is the max
200
supported.
megahertz.
Yeah, the max supported by the processor. Okay, and that's something you have to bear in mind when you want to get a RAM. Don't necessarily go for the highest megahertz because it supports like 4000 or whatever, because if your processor and your motherboard combined will not support further, even with the overclocking, then you'll be paying for nothing. The only exception will be if you can get the same price, you can get a higher speed, then go for that, because you can always use those RAM in a different build. Otherwise, never ever go for higher, because it doesn't change anything. And how much did you pay for this? Do you remember? We paid for this. Let's have a look. The RAM.
I think it was $103.31.
No, it was £99.99. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got it from Box. It was on offer for Amazon Prime Day. We saved about $10. So all in all, good. And if you save, about £10, $10 on every component, it adds up. Imagine you've got like 7 components, maybe it adds up £70 saving. You could get a much better graphics card. So that was the idea going through these as well. Okay, so far the motherboard we got, was it brand new or was it open box? No, it was brand new. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. In the end, we did mention that it is okay if you're on a budget to get some parts new and some parts used. And what we recommended was the power supply, processor, the motherboard, and the drives. We would not recommend you to get used. Generally, there are exceptions, but it's okay to get RAM used. It's okay to get GPU used and the case used, and we'll explain the reasons why. Okay, what's next, Shaka?
The next part would be the solid state drive, Kingston A2000.
Which list are you going by?
I'm looking at your list on the PC part picker.
Okay, cool. It's okay. So yeah, let's talk about the storage. The first one was the one I've got here is Seagate Barracuda. So we got a generic Barracuda Seagate green drive. This was bought from Amazon for about £87 and 18 pence. This is pretty standard, 4 GB. So this should be no surprise for anyone.
Yes.
Uh,
Also, the 200 RPM will allow the drive to stay quiet while it's on the load because it's an energy saving drive from Seagate. So they're very known for their power efficiency on the power supply. And since it's just used for mass storage, it'll be a lot easier to um, prolong its life because of that reason.
Correct. Okay, nice one. What's next?
The Crucial BX 500.
Okay, actually, I've got a different list here for some reason. I think you're looking at number three, draft three. I've got draft four here. Let me put this in the. Let me copy this and put it here. And I'm also going to put on Discord so you guys can follow through. How do I put on Discord? Where's the chat here? Okay, I'm putting on the text channel. Okay, right.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool. So the next part was was it the solid state? Was
No,
it
we just talked about
okay?
the
M.2. Okay,
the other solid state is the Crucial BX 500.
all right. So the next part was the little M.2 from Kingston. This is the 82000. It's not the fastest around, but for the price that we paid, it was again I think on offer. We paid about £48. How much did we pay for it? We paid M.2 £44 and 98 pence. Again, this was from Amazon. And it's still £48 and 98 pence, which is alright, but the problem is it's out of stock at the moment. It's going to be delivered much later. Okay, so the reason we went with a 500 GB as opposed to originally what we're going to go to about half of this, 250 to 56. But these things, when you are going to install Windows operating system on there, eventually it will start to fill up very quickly. I know this for a fact because I've got 3 drives of 240 gigs in my system and the Windows is already full, although I don't use all the free drives for the same operating system. So it is worth at the beginning to get yourself sorted out with as the higher drive capacity as possible. I would say even if you want to get 1 TB, that's up to you. But the reason we didn't, and that's because of the next part, which is going to be, what's the next part, dude?
Oh, the next part is. Oh, I was talking about the BX 500. I think I was talking about that too early.
Okay, no. So the next part, to install the main this was going to be for the actual application, which is for the editing part. Is we went with the one,
PC,
yeah,
the
one,
editing, yeah.
1 TB normal SSD from Crucial BX 500, and we paid for this. We paid how much was it? £71 and 48. How much? It was £71 something. It was on offer during Amazon Prime Day, so now it's currently £88. So we saved well over £16-17, which is decent. That's what I'm talking about. When you buy it off on on the sales days, you make a lot of savings, which is all good stuff. All right, and then next we had the video card. That was a bit of an issue with us. Okay, eventually we went with the MSI Radeon RX 1500 XT 8 GB. Now
Yes,
I'm
initially we were going to take up an offer for a GTX 1080, but since 1080 was a little bit out of date already, we prefer to get a card that was going to offer a little bit more features for the future, so that in the event that they still wanted to get into some gaming or something, that the card will still be able to handle itself.
Yep. All right, we're doing an AMD build. To be fair, I did not spend enough time researching about the graphics card. For those of you who don't know, the build is going to be used mainly for DaVinci Resolve, not for what's the other one called? Adobe. Okay. And that there is a list of preferred cards that DaVinci Resolve would recommend, and the last official documentation I had was when they were using the Resolve 15 version. And one of the recommendations for this price point would have been the RX 580, if I'm not mistaken, which I have, the 8GB version. Now, somebody on YouTube sent me a recent comment to say that it was asking why did we go with an AMD card rather than Nvidia, and they said that there were some issues with AMD card in terms of drivers for their editing needs for 4K. And I asked them if they were using DaVinci or something else. They haven't answered yet. So I do not know whether we made the right choice for this card yet. Like Shaka was saying, we had an offer for a 1080 from one of our viewers for £200, which was, was going to be a good deal if we didn't have this one. This is a lot much more modern features. If anyone knows if this card is a problem in terms of drivers for DaVinci Resolve for 4K video editing, please let us know. This was not a brand new one. This was an open box from CCL Online. And how much did we pay for this? We paid the GPU. We paid £170 and 77 pence. At the moment, a brand new is £188 and 99 pence. Okay. Now, on paper, this has 8GB of RAM, which is perfect, and it's got GDDR6 memory, which is going to be faster than a 1080p, than a 1080 from Nvidia. It should work. Okay, something to bear in mind in terms of 4K editing, like we mentioned before, the workflow still is going to be used mainly from the CPU, from the processor for most of the work. There are some specific graphical features or effects that is used by the GPU. Hence why Resolve, they recommend specific graphics card for optimized workflow. But that was an old list. Now, having said that, I am told by quite a few people who use 4K to render in 4K, to capture in maybe 8K or 4K and render in 4K. If you are going to be rendering in 4K, you should get the paid version of Resolve, not the free version, because the free version of Resolve may give you a bit of stuttering when you scrub through your timeline. I don't know how true that is, but at the moment, the client, although they want a 4K build for future, they are not going to be using 4K footage anytime soon. And they will be mainly recording from off-screen recording and then converting that into 1080p at the moment. So this card should be fine. Just something to bear in mind. Over on YouTube, we have a friend who is looking after you people. So if you have any questions, feel free to let them know. Okay, next, Shaka.
Next part.
Next we had the case.
The power supply. Oh, okay.
Okay, case. Are you looking at different parts list? Because I just sent
no,
you
I
that
just
thing.
I just choosing based on how I will install.
Okay. No props. No props. Okay, next we had the Corsair. Oh my god, that's gonna be okay. I'm gonna drop this off. All right. How much did we pay for this? I think we didn't pay too much. How much did we pay? Corsair case.
40, I think it was only 50 something.
It was £43 and something pence. So £43, just less than about half price. It was a used or open box or something like that from Amazon warehouse. And this, my dear people, is where I would say you can save quite a lot of money. I mean, this case is decent, okay? I know Shaka likes it. It's the,
I like the case.
It's the 275R airflow, whatever. Corsair logo in the front. Sorry about my white balance. You can't see. It looks in, almost brand new condition. It was probably a return item or an open box or something like that. And it's got the accessories inside. So we have the shroud for the power supply. I mean, £43. This was a bargain. This, people, if you want to save money, the case is somewhere where you can save a lot of money, unless you have very modern features for like front ports, maybe some sort of USB type, whatever this type 3.1, 3.2. I don't know whatever they have these days. But even that's not a major problem. You can always add a drive bay extension later for that. But we saved a good decent amount of money on this. As long as it fits all your components, that's what matters. Okay, cool. Next, what did we have?
Next would be the power supply.
Oh yeah, the power supply was a Seasonic
Seasonic
S12-3.
S12-3 for a 50-watt, 80 plus bronze.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
So how much did we pay for this PSU? There we go. This was... Alright. How much did we pay for this? We paid... Yeah, $49.99. It's still $49.99. So it wasn't really on offer. Maybe we thought it was on offer, or maybe it was actually more expensive from Amazon. It's still brand new, boxed in. We had a couple of choices. We went with 550 because it was decent. In between 500 and 600, we had a couple of choices between EVGA white, and then there was 500, there was 600, and then Seasonic is probably the better brand, and bronze is better than white. So all in all, value for money. I think £50 for this is very, very good. It does give you a bit of room to get a better graphics card, but the client will probably not be getting anything too crazy anyway, so that should cover you plenty. If you're in doubt, I would say get at least 600 for this type of build. And if you're planning to do some major overclocking and get a beefy graphics card for maybe 4K gaming or even beyond, then probably something a bit bigger, but always use a watts calculator to do that. All right, so that's that.
Also, we were trying to make sure that the wattage was continuous power instead of peak usage.
Correct.
So that, yeah,
go on.
So that the efficiency curve of the usage on the power supply will be efficient without causing any issues with stability on the system.
Yeah, did we manage to figure out, because
yeah, I did. I watched over the other stream, and yes, it was continuous power that I found on the power supply.
Okay, and that's massively important. Fair enough. All right, cool. I mean, Seasonic, they're a good brand. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh yeah, I'm not a moderator on the chat. Who they keep telling me to that you make me a moderator on the chat. I'm not. I don't know.
Oh yeah, so let me just make you a moderator. True that.
I don't find it's a big deal, honestly.
No, it's okay. Okay, I've just added you as a moderator. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And then now after I did the live stream, the client contacted me. They did want a Wi-Fi / Bluetooth enabled motherboard, but we didn't find one for the budget that they had. So afterwards, they called me up, and I got this Wi-Fi / Bluetooth module. How much from Amazon? It was something like £15 or whatever. Let me have a look. And that was it. Yeah. It was on offer, because this normal price is now £29, but I got it for about £15, I would say, or maybe less, or £20. Oh no, sorry, my bad, £23.83. So we saved about £5-6. And there you go. It's in the little box. It's a PCI card. We're gonna have to install it. It's got a low profile bracket. The reason to go with a PCI card rather than a Bluetooth dongle or Wi-Fi dongle is the PCI card will outperform any time of the day. It's got longer range, more stable performance and connection, absolutely. And yeah, so that's better. Those little USB dongles, you can buy one for like £5, £6, but they don't always work. They don't have good range. A driver can be an issue sometimes, although depending on the make and model. I got Ubit. I'm not too familiar with this brand, but they had good reviews. We'll test it anyway. Because we got everything from Amazon and from we got from 3 retailers: Amazon, CCL Online, and we got from Box, which is new. They have pretty good reviews. If there's any problem, we can return them. Now, any questions from anyone? Julio.
No questions yet. But also for the Wi-Fi. In general, the so for some people, a USB dongle it would be more convenient for things like laptops and stuff like that. Where their internal Wi-Fi card is just messing up on them, and they want to get it replaced quickly, and the USB is the only way to go.
Yeah, sure. We are obviously we're not going to advise anyone to use a wireless connection to do major work like streaming or gaming. It's always going to be a hardwired connection, but it's good to have that as an option. One thing I forgot to mention about the graphics card: if I've messed up, please somebody, we still have time to try a different graphics card or get a better deal. We can return this. The client is quite willing to go slightly over budget. We went over budget anyway a little bit, but if it means getting a better card for 4K video editing, I'm not talking about gaming here, 4K video editing, then please let us know if you know of specific issues. And I would prefer not to have something like, oh, it doesn't work on XYZ because somebody said so. I don't really care what somebody says so, because on the internet somebody always says something. We need evidence. Okay, we can swap this card for Nvidia or even a different AMD card. Even going a different previous generation, I will be okay with it if this is an issue. If it's not an issue, we're gonna leave it. So what's next?
The next part, I think we went through all of them.
Yeah. All right.
Well, with the exception of Windows installation.
Yes, I mean Windows. We were going to use a previous Windows 7 or 8 key. The client gave me one anyway. I do have a couple of keys lying around, which is a question of testing it during installation to see whether it works. If it doesn't, not the end of the world. You know, there are plenty of websites that sell keys for cheap. I don't always know where they come from. I've bought keys off of eBay for £1.50 before. I gave a couple away on the channel. Again, I do not know the origin. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying there's a lot of choices when it comes to Windows. You can go Linux as well, free. You won't be able to do every type of gaming, but for video editing, a lot of people do use Linux, and Resolve is compatible with Linux. You can save money with that. I would not advise to go buy full license for Windows 10. That's just crazy. Rather put that part in, put that money in a better part. All right, Shaka. So what's next? What do we do? Any questions for troubleshooting?
As Dennis is saying, give it to me. I can't afford PC.
Fire. Okay. On YouTube, so we got Woody said hello to a few people. Now we got new people. Who's new? Movie on Fire. A tutorial how to install free HDDs in HD. How to install 3 HDDs in HP Pro Desk 400M. I don't know. What is this? Let's have a quick look. Does anyone know? Why is it an issue? Is it something we don't know?
Is that on our general Discord chat?
Okay. You can join us on Discord. So, okay, I see. It's a business HP desktop. I don't know the inside of this. Are you saying that there are no physical space or no physical connectors for installing 3 hard disk drives? What's his name? What's his name? Who's asking? Mubi on Fire. Okay, listen. Mubi, I don't know if you mean there is no space or there is no connectors. If there's no space, this is going to have to be some sort of modding, okay, if you want to install a hard disk drive. If there's not enough connectors, this is where you're going to have to use a PCI card with like 2 or 3 or 4 SATA ports extra. That tower being, I think, a slim design, you need to get the slim version, because then you can add an extra, extra hard drives. I hope that answers the question. What else we got? God says salams, wa alaikum salam. And who else? Dennis Plays, give it to me, I can afford PC. What do you want exactly, Dennis Plays? Okay. Alright, cool. That's that. So, plan for tomorrow. The plan for tomorrow is that myself and Shaka, possibly Julio, might join us 3 p.m. UK time, where we're going to start doing the first assembly for the components, and we're going to do a PC test for post power on self test, which is the first single most important test you do when you get all your parts together, which is why you should always buy your parts together. This is a mistake people keep making. I get so many clients that call, so many first time builders that keep contacting me behind the scenes, and the single most complaint I get is my computer is not going to post, as in that it's not displaying anything on the monitor. And the first question I always ask them, did you do a post test outside of your case, with the power supply, motherboard, processor, RAM, and GPU, the outside of the case? And so far, 100% of the time when a client has come with this issue, it has been 100% no, they did not. It baffles me why still till today, when people look for a tutorial on how to build a PC, how do they miss? I don't know, because I haven't looked at tutorial for PC for so long, but I know when I started to doing PC build, I knew that I had to do a post test outside of the case. It was massively important, and with experience you get to know why. But I fail to understand, if you're a viewer, if you're a new builder, can you tell me from your end, why do you keep missing this part? I don't really get it, because I'm sure even Linus Tech Tips, he mentions it in most of their builds that they do. I can off of top of my head. Shaka and Julio, what's going on with this thing? Like, I don't get it. Why are people missing that?
I guess they figured that one or two a lot of times, especially with Ryzen, since Ryzen has a huge reputation for being really, really fast processors and everything, I guess they figured that everything should work out the box as is. But that's not always going to be the case. You have to do your post test to make sure that it works. Because if you put everything inside the case initially, you may have a problem somewhere where a cable gets in the way or a screw isn't, you know, if you don't do your if you don't have your standouts in the right positions, all that kind of stuff. Um, it could be as simple as not plugging in something all the way. You need to do your post first before you put it inside the case. It's not going to be as simple as that. The same thing happened with mine too. When I first set my PC up, um, my computer did not come on. It turned out my power supply was bad. I couldn't just finish the build like that. It didn't actually post at all.
Well, I hope you're correct, is that people are just assuming that they should work out of the box. But even that, if it's something to do with Ryzen, it wouldn't matter. Even if you've got an Intel build, or a Ryzen build, or previous AMD FX build, it doesn't matter. Even if you've just bought some parts used and you want to test it brand new or not brand new. Look, this is building 101. Once you get your parts together, the first thing you need to do is assemble outside, test for post outside of the case. We probably need to make this a motto. We probably need to make this a live stream every single week. We need to pound this concept in people's head. Guys, this is not going to benefit me. This is going to benefit you, because you're the ones that are trying to build PCs and you're bypassing this test. It causes a lot of problem. So I hope we can pass this message on more and more. But tomorrow you can join us. The timing is still yet to be determined. Hopefully 3 p.m. UK time. I would prefer doing earlier. Unfortunately, my tech admins won't be free any earlier. So without them, it's impossible for me to do these live streams through Discord. So that's why I'm going to wait, hopefully. And if you want any help from them, you can join our Discord server. They will help you. If you need one-to-one with them, there may be a charge for assessment. It's going to be a minimum charge. Bear that in mind. But usually they will look after you, okay? Okay, any other questions? Anyone wants to come on Discord to ask a question or drop a comment, drop a like, just say hello, just sing a song with that music, hopefully. No, nobody? Okay, cool. I've got nothing else to say. I'm looking around. I got nothing. I got nada, niente. So, join us tomorrow. Okay, just watch out for the exact time we're going to start the live stream. It's going to be live build. I will be building it, but I will only build it based off of the instructions that you guys are going to offer us. So you're going to tell me what I'm supposed to do first, next, etc. And I will only intervene when I think you've missed a part or you've advised something wrong, which I hope is not going to be a problem. All right. So Shaka, Julio, any last words?
Um, we're gonna do our best to um, expedite the build when because the first step is to do the post test outside of the case before we install anything. We have to make sure that the system posts first. We're not going any further until if we have a problem of some kind.
All right, cool. So, thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna keep it short and simple today. That's the best we can afford right now, given the situation. And guys, as always, right now, with the COVID and the lockdown situation, anything can change from day to day. London is in tier one. There's talk about going to tier two, but anything can happen at any time. In fact, on Saturday as well, my own internet wasn't working very well all day. There was a problem, so I wouldn't have been able to do a stream early on. If there's any issues, please forgive us. I do want to do this as a stream, but worst case scenario, I probably just have to do a normal video if the streaming is not going to work, because we now have a deadline. We have to finish it by Wednesday, hopefully. So join us on our YouTube and our Discord session live streaming. My name was Ash from HealMyTech, helping you improve your relationship with tech, and we have as admins Shaka and Julio.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them as well. They are here to help you. They help me quite a lot on Facebook, on Discord, and on YouTube. We have a Facebook group as well. Not very active all the time. I think Discord is probably a bit better as a platform. But you're welcome to join. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in. So, without. Peace out.
Peace out.